Good morning, everyone. This is Pradeep, Ambassador of Change from GETI, the Global Education and Training Institute run by Dr. Sunita Gandhi, and you are on our disruptive education platform, for which we are thankful to our mentor, Dr. Gandhi. Over here, we meet and interact with educators from India and all over the world. We've had more than 750 transactions of this kind so far. And today, we are privileged to have with us Dr. Alba Cathode. She's the director and principal of the Vapi Public School, Vapi in Vapi, Gujarat. She has a BA in zoology and she has a B.Ed. She has an MA in sociology and has an honorary doctorate in education and parenting. She is an enthusiastic homemaker and an inspiring leader for students and teachers. She does workshops on leadership, time management, and for principals, teachers, and parents and students. She has other workshops for empowering women and student-teacher enhancements programs. She has won several awards, the Shiksha Bharati Award, the Rashtriya Shiksha Samman, Excellence School Leadership Award, Nari Bhakti Award for Gujarat. She has a school affiliated to the CISC and was accorded by the QCI for NABIT in 2018. She will be speaking today on transforming the next generation. So thank you, Dr. Kotadia, for being with us, and over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Pradeep Mall. Great morning to everyone. I'm Alpa Kotadia, the founder and director principal of Vapi Public School at Gujarat. I would like to thank GETI for giving me this opportunity, and special thanks to Director Ms. Sunita Gandhi, Dr. Sunita Gandhi, to give me this opportunity and to share my views on this platform. My topic is transforming the next generation. Transformation is a known process for all of us, isn't it? We have seen caterpillars changing into colorful, pretty butterflies, heard about ugly ducklings changing into elegant swans, restless, moody, tiny tots changing into productive, responsible, active contributors to the society. Some transformation happens naturally, some needs to be brought out. And here comes the role of the institution, educational institution, with a vision, mission to impart holistic development to its student. Yes, so we need to have disruptive learning programs in our institutions. Present day education needs to equip students to face the future trends and prepare the students for the jobs which are not existing today. For that, we need to break with the traditional method and adopt innovative learning programs. Teachers have to be facilitators who use a number of strategies to supplement the learning process. For this, school, needs to have a year plan on the basis of the curriculum prescribed by the governing body. And school should design a student-centric curriculum considering the environment in which the school is located. Environment means the students coming from different economical, religious, and cultural backgrounds. In my school, what we are doing, I would like to share today with you all. The curriculum uh, in general has to cater to the four developments of the child. One is intellectual development, second is physical development, third is mental, or we call it social emotional development, and fourth is spiritual development. All these three developments happens through three domains of learning. That is cognitive, right? That's mind. Affective, the heart, and the psychomotor, that's the body. So at VPS, what we have done is like the intellectual development. I would like to share a few, activities what we do at the school for different developments. So at VPS, we have done like intellectual development. We all know it depends. It comes to the academics and how that academics has to be. It has to be project based, collaborative learning, integrated. It should be activity based. It should be experiential, isn't it? So in this experiential learning, we do a lot of things, but I would like to just share that we have a space learning here, and there we have astronomy labs where we teach children to make the CANSET. Workshops are conducted, and children are made aware about astronomy. We have sky gazing sessions frequently for different classes. And yes, this adds on, preparing future astronomers. um, we are preparing. So this is something we need to add. And here, I should say the school needs to work on it, because I know the teachers cannot do anything, but the management and the leadership team can see to it. They can develop a school good activities. Because today, if I'm going to share a lot of things about my school, it will take a lot of time. So I'm little quick in that, but I would quickly touch upon few things. And the academics, what we do should be inquiry based, discovery based, isn't it? And we should have a lot of competitions, creativity. In creativity, we have art, music, thread and needle, pottery. We have performing arts. We have cookery classes. A lot of things we do in this. Along with this, like when we go to physical development, this was intellectual development. It is all about academics and the co-curricular activities together. And I should say all these development is interrelated. Okay, when we see everywhere, we can weave up the curriculum in such a manner that all developments are happening, and we can see when we analyze it. So physical development, second development will be physical development. So this development, we know that it comes through the sports which we introduce in the school, isn't it? So the assemblies, morning assemblies. We have in the school, we have Hindustan Scouts and Guides program. We have National Cadet Corps training. We have inter-house school system. We have many co-curricular activities which helps children to bring into this physical development. Third, the main important development is mental, social, emotional development. And I should say that this is somewhere the schools have to focus more on this, because our education system, what we was there, it says that you need to cater to this, but the schools are not picking up. Very few schools must be practicing in lot of SEL development, social emotional learning of a child, which will help the mental development of this child. So here, the five things on which the school needs to build up activities is how we can bring up self-awareness in the children, self-management, social awareness, responsible decision making, how we can make, and relationship development, isn't it? So this five, when it is there with the students and with the teachers, I should say both, because when we are transforming the next generation, we need to work on the students and on the teachers. So teachers should also have all these five skills attributes within them, and the students also should have that. How we can do it? We have at school, I would like to share again the best practices of Vapi public school. we have circle time, where the counselor sits with the students of a class, and there the students bring up their problems and they bring up their solutions on their own, and the counselor is just a facilitator. We have a spirit week where the children organize a week where different activities are done and students learn from the students, and even teachers learn from the student. So that's where this all skills develop. Then we have skits, drama, you know uh, we have street plays every year. So this also helps in building the social emotional um, you know development. It helps in that. We have celebrations of different festivals, so they learn to respect other culture, religion, and definitely this will bring children into one world family. We can bring into one world family feelings, which is very necessary these days. Then we have student cabinet. The student cabinet has against two elections. Then we have different clubs. We have youth club, literary club, nature club. We have Model United Nations club running in the school. We have cultural committee, discipline committee. Events are managed by the students cabinet, and we have been associated with Rotary International Club. We are having Interact Club in the school, and this all helps students to bring up the social awareness, and this develop their emotional quotient. Definitely, because when they are working socially, the things which we need to inculcate in them, the values, attributes, are automatically weaved up. Fourth, we come to spiritual development. Hmm. This is also very important, I should say, for students and teachers, right? So, for how we get this spiritual development, it's we cannot find it in the books. We need to practice, isn't it? So, practicing rhythmic breath, pranayams, right? We all know our old tradition of pranayam, but I think we have moved away. But I can see now, the society is, adapting it again. And definitely, this COVID 19 has brought up back to this our old traditions. So, pranayams and mindfulness, just sitting, doing nothing. So this also we can make the children practice it, and definitely see whatever I am sharing here with you all. We are practicing at our school, and many schools must be practicing this, isn't it? Then we have a beautiful, program that's called Shinrin Yoku practice, which is a Japanese practice of being with nature. So children are made to go in the nature, be with the nature, like without monitoring them, whatever they want to do. And maybe now my children have learned to speak to the trees and plants. They start talking to them, and that's what the connection has to be. And here, if these things happen, definitely there will be the inner transformation. Then we have a Utkarsh Yoga and Medhi Yoga, which is of art of living for our students. Uh, like class 3 onwards, they do this, and like we practice it daily in our school assembly. After the school assembly, you all know it's in mind makeup, right? The school has in school assembly to have a mind makeup, and after that we have a session of 15 to 20 minutes in which they do whatever they have practiced in there, the session of Utkarsh Yoga, and they are practiced with meditation also. When they do that, that's called children's kriya, and when it is done, they go into meditation. And this is a wonderful practice, I should say, and many schools have adopted this. And like there were things how you incorporate in your timetable, and that was every time as a leader we think that how we will manage it in our curriculum and the timetable, daily timetable. But definitely we have shared our timetable with many of the schools, and we have seen that these practices are following there also. Definitely the prayers and shlokas, that also connect us to ourself, isn't it? So these practices we do at our school, And whatever is discussed nowadays in NEP 2020, it's already this all activities when we do, we are able to follow this National Education Policy 2020. And NEP says that vocational, academic, and co-curricular activities should be integrated in school curriculum. So I should say that these are the few activities which I have shared with you. If we integrate this, definitely, we will be able to follow the NEP 2020, which is, a worry of lot of school leaders, that how we are going to, implement this. So if we follow these activities, it can be done. Yes, we have night out camps for the students. We have rifle shooting range where children are practicing rifle shooting. So see, this night out camps and all, also people think that it's a co-curricular activity, but if you just analyze, the development happens on all these four areas. That four development happens, that is intellectual, physical, mental, and definitely spiritual. So I would request the school leaders to do and take up this integrated program. And definitely you can connect to me. I'm always there to help, because I believe that we should collaborate. The single school cannot do anything. Maybe they can do a lot, but when we collaborate, we can do wonders, and we can touch many lives. And many schools like our Vapi public school has already incorporated these activities in their curriculum. Maybe they can collaborate with the school, surrounding schools, and bring it up in a better way. Another thing I would just like to share is, blended learning is also part of disruptive learning. Blended learning is a few things you give to children, like online to search, or you send them through the emails, or some other platforms, and children go through the videos or the write-ups and all. And again, next day when they are in the class physically, you can share like what was, you can assess what child has learned. And definitely this blended learning has, we were doing it in the school, where it was in the school itself, isn't it? Now the blended learning is about online and offline learning. So we need to have this, because this COVID-19, I should say, has brought a lot of change in our lives. And it has introduced us to different virtual platforms. And I should say this, has made us also very, sharp in the technology of teachers, I should say, because we were used to the books, isn't it? We were not open up to the technology so much. Very few schools were open up. But now, due to COVID-19, definitely we all had to jump into this virtual platform. So I should say that technology is going to remain as a part of our education system. So, my dear, colleagues, teachers, the leaders, we need to see that we accept it at the fullest, and we adapt ourselves to the environment, to the need of an hour. And yes, coming to the artificial intelligence, yes, this will be a prominent feature, isn't it? So we know nowadays the computers definitely we have given to children from class one onwards, isn't it? We were just, little hesitant to give them the cell phones. And the whole school, I should say, the education system was working upon that, how to reduce the screen time, how to make the students stay away from the screens. But this COVID-19 has brought us again back, isn't it? I think the whole world is into the screen. Our classrooms are now in the screen, isn't it? So we have to accept it. But now we need to teach the children the right use of technology, isn't it? Right use of their time. And definitely when we will be able to do this, we will see the fruitful results. So I would request our educators to be techno savvy. When we say techno savvy, it's only internet, and we say that, oh, we know how to use internet, how to use the virtual platforms like Zoom, Google Meet. and that's enough teacher things. But I think, and even I have learned and grown up with this during this COVID-19, is we need to learn about Google Classrooms. Definitely we need to about learn about the Google Keep, Google Sheets, Google Documents, how we can share online and how we can be more productive by uh, reducing our those resources on which we were spending, papers and all that can be reduced if we use technology at the fullest. And you won't believe it, like our school, we continuously have the training programs for making teacher techno savvy, and this is what we understood during the time of COVID-19, that how important it is. So when we had the first lockdown on 23rd, immediately on 25th, we found out the platforms, and our secondary, higher secondary started teaching students on Zoom platform from 28th of March. So, and I should say that, being educators also, we all have to be like, when we are in education, we are having our job by 24 by 7. We always think that, oh, school, after school, what? No, you have to keep thinking about it. You have to keep working for it. And I have seen teachers working, not only my school, many schools, we all were not techno savvy, isn't it? So everybody is worked upon. But I request the leaders that we have to have continuous upgradation in the field of technology. We have to continuously, train our teachers. Maybe the teacher is teaching, art or pottery, but they should be techno savvy. So we will reduce the usage of papers. I think we will be able to make the time management well, isn't it? So we cannot stay away from technology, that we now have understood that. And for implementing all this, what we are going to need is a calm, peaceful mind. Hmm? At both places, I should say, students also should have this mind. Even teachers should have this mind. I should say, even parents should have this calm, peaceful mind. Because, it's in collaboration. The education system is not only the school and the students, it is school, students, parents, isn't it? So when all three are on the same platform, we'll get the results better. And I would just share that the best techniques for a calm, peaceful mind are being with nature, isn't it? As I said, we need to have regular nature walks, walking alone without the cell phones, everything aside. We need to do little pranayam, meditation, mindfulness, and we need to have yoga regularly. We should have walks regularly. And see, if we have all these things, definitely our mind will be peaceful, calm. And when you have your peaceful and calm mind, you get good ideas. Your thinking skill enhances, isn't it? And the concentration increases. So all this is decision power increases. So all this is needed for students, teachers, parents, everyone. So we should adapt the technology, be with that speed of the change happening. So that has to be there. Along with that, we need to just pull our traditional practices, which were left by our ancestors, and maybe in between we forgot. And now I can see the society, the world, adapting our traditional practices. So why can't we at India do that? So I would request my all colleagues and the educators, leaders, to follow this. And I should say, it should not be an apart thing. It should be an integral part of one's life. And definitely many things can be integrated in the school system also. So you can make it integral part of the school system, the yoga, meditation, pranayam, exercise. Definitely we have a lot of exercise, when we are following the curriculum what was designed before, and the NEPs what were before. So following that, we were focusing a lot of on the exercise and all that. We have to come back to our yoga, isn't it? That is which unites your body, mind, and soul. So whatever we are doing is for the students. And just remember, every child is a rare, unique, original masterpiece. Master's piece. Don't mold him or her into a showpiece. Thank you so much. And over to Pradeep ji.
So, thank you very much, ma'am, for that very motivating talk. Ma'am, how are you motivating your students and teachers who are now returning to school?
Yes, definitely. That's a task because parents are not ready to send students back to the school because of this COVID-19. But we have orientation before we invited them to the school, that how school is going to work, how we are going to have the safety norms, and the children are daily in. We are not able to take the assemblies, but we use the PA system, and we keep on reminding them about how to be safe, how to be careful. And I can see now children also being responsible, maintaining the social distancing, washing the hands frequently, wearing the mask, and even teachers the same. Because when we started with the teachers also, teachers were a bit hesitant, the families were a bit hesitant, that we don't want to send teachers to the schools, when first the teachers started coming to the school. So for the motivation, definitely we had to had continuous interaction, meetings every, I think, week. We had teachers meeting on the Zoom, and we kept them motivated for teaching and for coming back to the school.
So, thank you so much, ma'am, for that. And thank you, viewers. And we will end now again by thanking Dr. Sunita Gandhi, a complete genius in education, and Dr. Alpa Cathode for this excellent talk on transforming the next generation. So thank you, everybody, and goodbye. See you in the afternoon. Thank you,
Thank you.
ma'am.
Thank you.